And then Jennifer wrote 11:38 a.m. on March 19th. Does he remember what he did?
Correct.
Okay, what was James's response?
James responds with, dude, I am working on a demo right now. I have not talked to him and he is doing school.
And then her response is?
Okay then, geesh.
Okay, thank you. And this is 96 that we just admitted. This is from March the 20th of 2021. And again, did you find text messages from the school shooter to the defendant of a concerning nature?
Correct.
Okay, in the blue, that's all the school shooter's words?
Correct.
Okay, what did he write to her?
He starts with, I finished picking up the room that was at 2:38 on the 20th.
2:33?
2:33, I'm sorry,
Okay.
yes. He then says, I cleaned until the clothes started flying off the shelf.
And then what?
This stuff only happens when I'm home alone.
Okay, that's March 20th, 2021 at 2:34 p.m.
Correct.
And this is the same date and time?
Yes, it is.
And what did he write?
I picked the clothes back up though.
Okay, that's March 20th at 2:34.
Correct.
And when was the next response to that?
By Jennifer was on the 22nd of March at 8:17 p.m.
Okay, so I'm going back to Exhibit 83, which is the phone log found, recovered off the school shooter's phone, specific to these days. Okay, so we just went through March the 20th, and those messages were sent about 2:30 in the afternoon, if you recall, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and were there any phone calls in that time period?
No, there was not.
Okay. In fact, the next call was 6:37 p.m. on March the 20th.
Correct.
No objection. Oh, sorry, you can say the numbers and that's no objection.
97 and 98, Judge, I believe will be admitted.
We have no objection.
97 and 98 are admitted.
Thank you. So, sir, were we able to tell where James and Jennifer Crumbley were yet again on that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is 97 and 98. 97 is the photograph, 98 the metadata. This is March 20th, 2021 at 1:51 p.m.
Correct.
Okay, if you recall, the text messages from the school shooter were sent to his mother about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Correct.
Okay, so tell us where Jennifer and James Crumbley were at this date and time.
They're riding the horses again.
$99 and $100
No objection.
Yeah, is it 99?
and $100.
No objection to either one.
No objection to either one.
99 and 100 are admitted.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, now this was taken off of the last picture. Was taken off of James Crumbley's phone, 97, 98.
That's correct.
99 and 100 were taken off of Jennifer Crumbley's phone.
Correct.
Okay, so the capture time here, March 20th, 2021, 11:58 a.m.
That's correct.
Okay, so then that would indicate to you that they were at the barn at least from that period of time until at least 1:51 p.m.
Correct.
Okay. Sir, during the course of your investigation, did you come to learn that the school shooter had only one friend?
Yes.
And did you also learn that that individual was abruptly taken from the state of Michigan about a month before the shooting occurred?
Yes, he was.
And did you review the text message thread between the school shooter and that other individual?
Yes.
Okay. You've looked at the entirety of the phone of the school shooter as well as James and Jennifer Crumbley's phone, is that right?
That's correct.
If you could give us an idea, the volume of the data found in the text message thread between the school shooter and his friend.
There was over 20,000 text messages just between the two people. I done exams on phones or the combined number of text messages isn't that much.
So what's the relative size and data between that particular text message thread and any other thread between the school shooter and anybody else?
I think the most text between any other person might have been near 500, just an individual person.
I'm going to show you a portion that's been previously admitted by this court of that text message thread from April the 4th of 2021, April the 5th of 2021. That's Exhibit 101.
And the court's previously ruled on this.
All right. 101's admitted.
Thank you, Judge. So we have names redacted. 101 was found on the shooter's phone, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so in this instance then, the green would be his words, the shooter's words.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Tell us what he wrote to his friend on April the 4th of 21.
The shooter wrote, like, I hear people talking to me and see someone in the distance. And I corrected the spelling of the word distance.
It's April 4th at 11:56 p.m.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
The shooter said, I actually asked my dad to take me to the doctor yesterday, but he just gave me some pills and told me to, quote, suck it up.
And then what?
He then says, like, it's at the point that I'm asking to go to the doctor. And then he says, my mom laughed when I told her.
So that's April 4th, 2021, 11:57 p.m. His words, my mom laughed when I told her.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, April the 5th at 12:06 a.m. So we were looking at a conversation right up until midnight, April the 4th, and now we're in the early morning hours of April the 5th. What did the shooter write?
Shooter wrote, but I'm having bad insomnia RN for right now and paranoia.
And then what?
He then says, I need help.
And the next slide, or the next text?
I was thinking I calling 911 just so I could go to the hospital.
And then there's a response from his friend on April the 5th
Correct.
at 12:12 a.m. And then what did the shooter write?
The shooter writes, but then my parents would be really pissed.
Now, April the 5th, 2021 at 12:38 a.m. What did the shooter write?
The shooter writes, I'm going to ask my parents to go to the doctors tomorrow or Tuesday again. Then he says, but this time I'm going to tell them about the voices.
Right. Next text.
He then says, like I am mentally and physically dying.
Before we get to Exhibit 102, in the course of your forensic examination of James's phone, Jennifer's phone, and the school shooter's phone, you're able to look at certain apps that are installed. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And did you discover if an app called Life 360 was installed on Jennifer Crumbley's phone?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And what is Life 360?
Life 360, it's a tracking app that friends and family can install on their phone so they can know where they're at. I have it on my phone, and there's a family group, and my kids are on it, and I'm on it, my wife.
Did you find that app on James Crumbley's phone?
Yes, it was.
And through that app, you can see where someone's at and where they've been. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you look through the school shooter's phone as well, the defendant's son.
Correct.
Was that app installed on his phone?
No, it wasn't.
So it was just installed on James's phone and Jennifer's phone.
Correct, it was.
And that was on April the 5th of 2021.
I believe that's when it was installed, yes.
That's the same day as these text messages, like I am mentally and physically dying and asking to go to the doctor.
Correct.
Exhibits 102 and 103.
I'm sorry, are these, this is 102 and 103? We have no objection, sorry.
102 and 103 are admitted. I'm sorry, did you say that the date of the installation was April 5th? Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
So on the screen here, we can see the timestamp purchase date, April 5th, 2021. That's on Jennifer Crumbley's phone, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And exhibit 103 on James Crumbley's phone, we have April the 5th, 2021 as well.
Correct.
During the course of your evaluation of all the electronic information, digital evidence available to you, did you uncover evidence in the spring of 21 of Jennifer Crumbley talking to a friend about what she saw as depression in her son?
Yes.
And were you able to review a Facebook conversation between Jennifer Crumbley and actually the school shooter's only friend's mother?
Yes,
Okay. So I want to make sure that I'm clear with you. In April of 2021, which is the same month of these text messages, Jennifer Crumbley texted her son's only friend's mother, correct?
correct.
Okay. And in that conversation is when you uncovered concerning text messages as an investigator to this case.
Correct.
This is 104.
Thank you, and let me just take a quick look, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have no objection to this, thank you.
104 is admitted? That's just 104, right?
Yes, thank you, Judge. Okay, this is April 29, 2021. Now, this is from Jennifer Crumbley's search warrant return, correct?
That's correct.
So she's agreeing to these.
Correct.
All right. So what did she write?
She starts with, Ethan isn't bowling tonight, just want to let you know. Not sure if they need a partner or not.
Okay, and then her son's friend's mother, also named Jennifer, writes, is he feeling okay?
Correct.
And the defendant's response?
She responds back with, yesterday he wasn't, and he's been acting kind of depressed, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, this conversation continue?
Yes, it does.
What does the defendant write?
The defendant says, I'm not sure if there's something bothering at school. He really doesn't feel good. I can't get anything out of him.
Okay. And the person she's communicating with writes her son's name too. He stayed home from school today. The only time he's happy is when he's with the school shooter.
Correct.
And then her son has 2 E's and 2 D's. I'm wondering if he's worried about that. That's the other individual worried about her own son.
Correct.
Okay. That's 5:24 p.m. on April the 29th.
That's correct.
The conversation continues. What does the defendant write?
Defendant says, yeah, this is all new to me. I'm not used to Ethan being moody. He's usually pretty happy, and we'll talk about anything. I do know Ethan's been stressed about school and his grades. We called the school, but she wasn't in. Social, do it tomorrow. I think his grades have a lot to do with it. He just got to a point where he got so far behind when we were out of town, he's having difficult time making it up.
And then the other individual writes, I'm sorry, her son's struggling too. To be honest, I'm sick of fighting with him about it. Stupid online school really messed him up. I'm thankful her son has the shooter as a friend. They laugh and have a great time together. That's April 29th at 5:31 p.m.
That's correct.
Okay. And then what does Jennifer respond?
Jennifer responds with, yeah, me too. I'm just glad they're still getting along. And it wasn't an issue with those two as to why he was being depressed. The online school is horrible. I've given up too. I just told him to do the best. Don't worry about it. Next year is a new year.
Okay, and then what's the next text?
She says, maybe if, referring to the shooter's friend, feeling better, if he wants to come over after work on Saturday, he can take him up to go bowling and make up their scores. He's more than welcome to stay the night and go to work in the morning. We set up a little shooting range in the backyard for Ethan's BB gun. They could do that.
Okay. Okay, and the response was her son's been excited to shoot.
Correct.
Okay, and that was April 29, 2021?
Yes?
Okay, now, around this time frame in the text message conversation and the videos on the school shooter's phone, did you discover extremely disturbing information?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'm not asking you to go into detail, but as an investigator, it was important to you.
Yes, it was.
Okay, and in fact, it was in the days after these messages were sent.
Yes, it was.
Okay, and the school shooter shared that with his friend, his only friend he had.
That's correct.
And you mentioned that his only friend was taken out of the state,
Correct.
and it seemed to be without notice to the school shooter.
Correct.
Okay. Did you uncover evidence that either James or Jennifer Crumbley commented on the fact that his only friend was taken out of the state?
Yes.
This is exhibit 105.
Yes, I have no objection to 105, thank you.
105 is admitted?
And you said that was around about a month before the shooting at Oxford High School?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So, this is from Jennifer Crumbley's Facebook, again, to the mother of her son's only friend.
Correct.
Okay, and this is October 31st, 2021, 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, and what does she write?
Jennifer writes, James filled me in on Ethan's friends last night. I'm so sorry you guys are having to make such a hard decision. Please let me know if you need anything.
Okay, and then November the 3rd, she wrote what?
She says, how are you guys all doing? Been thinking of all of you a lot.
Okay. And you know from your investigation, this is the time frame when the shooter's friend was taken out of the state.
That is correct.
Okay, in this conversation, November the 4th, that other individual writes what to Jennifer Crumbley?
She writes, hi Jen, we're doing okay. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I worry about him constantly and miss him terribly. I know that he's where he needs to be to get better though. Thanks so much for checking on us. I appreciate you and your family. She's referring to her son, the shooter's friend, was only happy and relaxed with you guys.
And in response?
Jennifer responds with, please keep us updated. I know Ethan misses him. If you guys need anything at all, please don't hesitate to ask.
And that was, again, in November of 2021 before the shooting.
Correct, on the 4th, yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to direct your attention to the days around the shooting and what you were able to obtain as far as a digital footprint of the Crumbley family.
Okay.
Starting November 26, 2021, is that date significant to you?
Yes, it is.
Why is that?
That was the day the gun was purchased.
Okay. And we heard yesterday that the gun is in the murder weapon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was a 9mm Sig Sauer handgun?
Yes, it was.
Okay. That's been admitted in evidence, and we heard it was bought from a firearm store in Oxford.
That's correct.
Okay. This is 106?
I have no objection to this one.
Okay, 106 is admitted.
Okay. This is just as an example, what information you can obtain from a search warrant on a Gmail account.
That's correct.
Okay. And so this is from James Crumbley's Gmail account, November 26, 2021, confirming that he was in fact at that firearm store at 12:08 p.m.
Correct.
Okay. Now, we talked about obtaining locations from somebody. This is 107.
We have no objection.
107 is admitted.
But before we get into 107, Exhibit 417, it's a video. Sir, in your analysis of the shooter's phone and Jennifer Crumbley's phone, social media accounts, you were able to obtain videos taken by the school shooter with that handgun, the murder weapon?
That's correct.
Okay. So 417, people moved to admit and publish to the jury. It's a video taken from November 26, 2021.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, I have to just take a look really quick, because
Okay.
we just jumped ahead like a couple.
Yeah, it's 417.
Yeah, let me just take a quick look, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right, there's a lot of.
And actually, I don't have 417 in the exhibits that I was given. Can I see? It wasn't on my hard drive that I was given. Okay, Your Honor, I have no way to play this, and I don't have this.
All these
Can I
are
just have?
I don't know what
It's a
it
very
is.
short video.
It's not on our. I just need to see what the video is. Can we just unplug the computer and can you just show it to me really quick?
Is there audio?
No.
Was it provided to the defense?
Yes.
It's,
It was shown at the preliminary examination as well.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, it's not on the exhibits they gave me on the desk. So there's a million videos in this case and I have no
Okay.
idea which video it is.
Okay.
I probably have no objection. Can I just see what video it is?
Sure. Well, I guess I thought for a moment when he said it was played at the preliminary examination, it might refresh your recollection about what it was, but if you can, take a quick look, that'd be great.
I don't have a flash drive player on here, so can we just turn the screen off for 1 second and just take a quick look?
Yeah.
And I apologize, I
No, it's okay, there's a lot of stuff. I don't wanna release the jury because their lunch is not made. I haven't made your lunch.
oh, yeah, sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm having lobster today.
Okay, and so this is 417,
417.
okay. Okay, we have no objection to this one, and I apologize,
No, it's all
I
right.
just
It's all
didn't
right.
have it.
No,
Thank you.
I get it. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Okay, so 417 is admitted.
Okay. May I, Judge?
Sure.
Thank you. Now, this is what you obtained from the shooter's phone, and it was captured 6:39 p.m. on November the 26th, 2021?
That's correct.
Okay. So that video was taken the evening the firearm was purchased,
Correct.
and that is in fact the murder weapon, the 6-hour 9mm?
Yes, sir.
I have no objection to those.
What number is it?
107 and 108, Judge?
107 was previously admitted, 108 is admitted.
Thank you. Okay, now, Agent Brandon testified yesterday to much about the evidence regarding the firearm, so I'm gonna move you ahead to November 27th, which is the next day, the day after the 6-hour was purchased.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, 107. This is evidence obtained from James Crumbley's Gmail account, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so you were able to tell what James Crumbley was doing from 8 a.m. to 8:59 p.m. on November 27th, 2021.
Correct.
Okay, and tell us what was he doing?
He was delivering DoorDash.
So these dots, these data points are what? What do they signify?
Those are the GPS locations that were provided when the location services was turned on from Google.
So we know he was out of the house basically the whole day.
Correct.
Okay. Now 108, we have Jennifer Crumbley's Gmail data points, and from what time period?
That's from 2:29 p.m. to 3:32 p.m.
Okay, and this is exhibit 108. It shows she's out of the house from about 2:30 to 3:30. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Now, the next day is Sunday, November the 28th, 2021. Did you get a feel for what Jennifer Crumbley was discussing based upon her Facebook messages, what her plan was doing on November the 28th, 2021?
Yes.
Okay. And in fact, you recovered chat history with an individual named Kira Pennick?
That's correct.
Okay. And during the course of this investigation, did you come to learn who that person was?
Yes, I did.
And who was that?
She was the owner of the horse farm.
Okay. That's the horse farm where Jennifer and James Crumbley would board their horses?
Correct.
Okay. She's going to testify later on in this trial, but you reviewed their Facebook chat history?
Correct.
Okay. So that's 109. People move to that 109.
Your Honor, can I just have one moment? This is a,
It says it's a thread between your client and Kira Pennick on November 28th. That's what it purports to be.
okay, and the exhibit that I received from the prosecution is 967 pages long. So I'm thinking that what I got is not
It's
what,
pages 930 to 933. We're not going to go through 1,000 pages.
well, no, I'm
Well,
just,
let's do it.
okay, I'm sorry. So what pages are they admitting as?
930 to 933.
Okay, 930 to, okay, give me just a moment. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I got the whole file, like,
It's on the exhibit list. With
Yeah,
what pages.
the exhibit list indicates, this exhibit list is what I got on Tuesday. I'm not sure when it was shared with the defense, if it was the same day or not, but it says pages 930 to 933 are the only ones they're seeking to highlight.
I know, I'm just scrolling.
Okay, go ahead.
It's just taking me a little bit to scroll through. Ooh, stop. I can't see the page on this. I need to use my computer. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to 900. It just takes a little bit to load because it's such a big file. Okay, so it's pages 901 to
930 to 933.
Exactly
Sorry.
what was written on the exhibit list.
and I'm trying to get to the pages. The file they gave me is much larger than 3 pages.
Okay. The exhibit just-
On every other exhibit, they have narrowed it down, and this one is much bigger. I just need a
Okay,
moment.
you're good. The exhibit list says the pages that they're.
I know, but I can't pull it up fast enough because my computer's, I'm trying to go as fast as I can.
Okay.
Okay, I have no objection to this.
Okay, thank you. 109 is admitted.
Thank you. And this is a portion of exhibit 1. Okay, so green is who?
It's Jennifer.
Okay, and what's she writing?
Was his front swollen again?
Okay, and then the response?
That is from Kira Pennick. Right, I'm the same, I'm not sure, I'm not doing chores, but I'll ask my dad when I see him.
Okay, so did you come to learn when Jennifer writes, was his foot swollen again? She's referring to one of her horses.
Correct, yes.
Okay. And Kira's response?
If Billy keeps stocking up, I think you should have the vet out for him. Just want to make sure it isn't anything serious.
And Billy's who?
The horse.
And Jennifer's response?
He's got mid-fever. James is coming out in the morning to put some stuff on him and calling vet for antibiotics. And then she corrects with mud.
Okay. Billy's one horse and they have 2 horses at this point, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then what does Kira say?
Kira, then, that's crazy, never seen it react like that. Want me to just put stuff on it daily? I can. I didn't do chores this weekend, so don't know if it got done.
So the last message in this exhibit from Jennifer Crumbley to the individual who boards those 2 horses is November 28th, 2021. That's Sunday, 8:18 p.m., Sunday night.
Correct.
And she writes, yes, let's do Tuesday. I'll have James leave the mixture out there. I don't think he's sore from the ground. He's just fine lunging. Just need to keep moisture off his scratches and get him on antibiotics. Should be clear in a week.
That's correct.
And that's again in reference to one of our horses.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, did Jennifer go to the barn that day?
Yes.
When you say that date, you mean the 28th?
Yes, thank you, Judge. This is 110, 111.
No objection to those.
110 and 111 are admitted.
Thank you. 110, this is from her Gmail search warrant return. We can tell that she's at the barn at noon on November 28th.
That's correct.
Okay, and she's back at home. This is exhibit 111 at about 2 o'clock.
Correct.
All right. Now moving on to Monday, November the 29th. That's the day before the shooting, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, what's the first thing that you see of importance to you as a forensic investigator from the day before the shooting that occurred on one of her devices?
It was a web history search or a web search.
Okay. This is exhibit 113.
We have no objection. I just want to make sure, I'm sorry, 112 was admitted.
No, 112 was not omitted. That's
Yeah, 112 was not admitted yet.
correct.
Okay, so 113, we have no objection. Thank you.
113 is admitted.
Thank you. Okay, 113. This is a snippet from a Cellbrite extraction report of Jennifer Crumbley's web history.
That's correct.
Okay. So tell us, please, what was she researching November 29th, 2021 at 3:05 in the morning?
In the second column, you can see where it says research clinical depression treatment options. Those Yahoo search that was used.
Okay.
And in the third column, you can see exactly that. That's what was in the URL bar, the web address bar. As you type
And that's the day before the shooting in the early morning hours?
at 3:05 a.m.
All right, now let's talk about the Facebook conversation between James and Jennifer from later that day, Monday the 29th. This is 1:14.
I'm sorry. I have no objection.
114 is admitted.
Thank you. Okay. November the 29th, 2021, 8 a.m. Jennifer writes to James, "Are you at the barn?" And then about 40 minutes later, she sends a question mark. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then James responds to what?
He responds with, starting with the question mark, working on Billy.
Okay. So it appears, at least from this message thread, that he's at the barn with their horse Billy.
That's correct.
And then he sent a picture.
That's correct.
Can you tell what that's of?
It's horse's legs, it appears.
Okay. And what does Jennifer respond to that picture?
Do the fronts too.
Okay, and this is 9:21 a.m. What does Jennifer say?
Jennifer asked, did you call the vet?
And then what?
Make sure you get back in between his heel bulbs.
Okay, and James's response to that?
He responds with, I did, and then fronts too.
And that's at 9:34 a.m. on November the 29th.
That's correct.
At 9:35, what does James say?
He texts, what exactly should I tell vet? Type out for me, leaving barn now.
Okay. And then Jennifer responds, Billy looks to have scratches / mud fever. He's starting to stock up on all fours and concerned about infection. He's not lame, sensitive to the touch, and they go down when he moves. Is there an antibiotic I can get him on? We just put Desinton and antibacterial on his legs today. That's November 29th, 9:41 a.m. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then she sends a message to him.
Correct.
And what does she say?
She says, was he stocked up this morning?
And then James's response?
James responds with, he was stocked up more in the back than in the front. In fact, the front didn't really look stocked up at all. So I launched them for a few minutes before I put the stuff on it. And it took the swelling down a little bit, but I got the cream all over, in between his heel bulbs and stuff like that. I'll call the vet here in a minute.
Okay. Now, sir, it's been a little tedious going through all of the messages regarding the horses. Give us an idea, because you're the one who actually extracted that information from Facebook. You reviewed it. How often will they show concern over their horses?
Quite often.
Okay. Okay, and Jennifer's response, this is the same conversation, November 29th at 9:58 a.m.
She responds with, it made sense, LOL.
Okay, and then James responds more about the horse, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And Jennifer responds to that message,
Yes, she did.
and that's at 10:15 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. Now, this same day, same time period, did you uncover evidence that someone from Oxford High School left a message for Jennifer Crumbley?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And in fact, that was at 9:41 a.m.
That's correct.
Okay, so that was in the midst of the Facebook conversation between James and Jennifer about their horse.
Correct.
Okay. And were you able to obtain that voicemail from Jennifer Crumbley's phone records?
Yes.
People move to admit 115.
No objection, Your Honor.
115 is admitted.
Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Crumbley. My name's Pam Fine. I'm calling from Oxford High School, and I'm here with Mr. Hopkins, who's the counselor. I was just calling to let you know that we just spoke with Ethan, had a really nice conversation. One of the teachers had sent an email to the office that she was concerned that Ethan, when she was walking around the room, checking his silence, that he was on his phone looking at bullets and that sort of thing. So she just wanted to have a conversation. We did. He said he was at the shooting range with you this weekend, and we were like, yep. Guns are a hobby for a lot of people, and shooting ranges, and that's perfectly normal. And that we just wanted to make sure I had a conversation with him about the things he searches at school, and things versus searching at home, like job can give a good example of like if a teacher makes fear at home, perfectly normal and healthy, but yeah, using churches for making fear at school. So we had a conversation, he was great, he was like, yep, I get it. So I just wanted to let you know that we did have that conversation with him and about 5 minutes and he was like, wow. All right, if you have any questions, you can give me a call. Otherwise, it'll be a great holiday. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was the day before the shooting at 9:41 a.m.
Correct.
Okay, did Jennifer Crumbley access that voicemail?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, this is exhibit 116.
We have no objection.
116 is admitted.
Thank you, Joe. And according to your analysis, she accessed the voicemail at 11:49 a.m.
That's correct.
Okay, so that's still in the midst of the conversation she was having with James about their horse.
Correct.
Did you uncover evidence that Jennifer Crumbley texted her son about that voicemail?
Yes.
Okay. This is exhibit 117.
I have no objection.
117 is admitted.
Okay. Now, owner, Green, this is Jennifer because it's from her phone, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and in fact, you were able to take the whole text message conversation that existed between between Jennifer Crumbley and her son. Is that right? And if it were to be printed out, it'd be over 200 pages, so is that right?
Sounds about right, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you portions from November 29th and we'll refer back to this. So November 29th at 11:53 a.m., this is a few minutes after she listened to the voicemail, what did she write to her son?
She says, seriously, 2 question marks, looking up bullets in school, question mark, question mark.
And he writes back, what? And then, oh yeah?
Correct.
And then he wrote what?
I already went to the office for that. It was in first hour. All I did was look up a certain caliber at the end of class because I was curious. It was on my phone.
Okay, that's 11:53 a.m., November 29th?
11:54.
11:54, thank you. And then what did he write?
Completely harmless. Teachers just have no privacy. They said I'm all good.
And then the next message?
The shooter continues, I understood why. They talked to me and they said, I'm good.
Okay, and then he wrote, this is nothing I should get into trouble. This is nothing I should get in trouble about. He
Correct.
wrote that to the defendant at 11:55 a.m.
That's correct.
And what was her response to that?
You're not. They left me a voicemail with a hand over face emoji twice.
Okay. And then what did she say?
She then says, did you at least show them a pic of your new gun?
So she wrote at 12:14 p.m., did you at least show them a pic of your new gun?
Correct.
And his response?
No, I didn't show them the pic. My God.
And then what?
I only told them I went to the range with you on Saturday.
Okay. It was, I only told them I went to the range with you on Saturday.
Correct.
Okay. And then what did he say?
It was a harmless act.
Go ahead.
I have this bullet cartridge in my room that I didn't, what kind of bullet it was, and it said it was a 22. So at the end of first hour, I just looked up different types of 22 bullets. And I guess the teachers can't get their eyes off my screen, SMH.
And then what did Jennifer respond to that?
She responds with, LOL, I'm period, not mad. You're not, you have to learn, not period, to period, get caught, period.
And his response to that?
IK, or I know, LOL.
And then?
2 laughing emojis. And then he responds with, I just didn't want something this little to get me in trouble because, well, I didn't want to get in trouble, LOL.
Okay, and then what did he write?
The shooter says, I want to hear the voicemail when I get home though. Also, I never tried to hide me looking up the bullet. I just didn't think a teacher would be staring at my phone.
And then what did she say, the defendant?
She says, okay, I saved it.
Sir, did you find evidence that Jennifer discussed this incident with her husband, James, that day?
Yes.
This is 118.
Thank you. No objection to 118.
118 is admitted.
This is a Facebook message between James and Jennifer Crumbley.
Correct?
Okay. And then Jennifer's now in blue.
Correct, yes.
Okay. And what did she write?
She writes, Ethan, tell you what happened today.
And his response?
James' response was, yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no further discussion between the two of them on Facebook Messenger.
No, there is not.
Now, sir, I want to take you back to the day of the shooting, November the 30th, 2021. And what we'll do is go step by step with what you were able to discern from your available sources of information. Okay? All right. Exhibit 119. Well, first of all, we already talked about how you were the individual who went through all the surveillance video.
Correct.
And it was your responsibility to put together that timeline.
Correct.
And did you also put together the timeline when the school shooter was dropped off at school?
Yes,
Okay. And he was dropped off at 7:46 a.m. on November the 30th?
that's correct.
Any objection to this?
No objection.
119 is added.
Do you see him being dropped off?
Yes. It's him with the gray hoodie and had a black t-shirt on.
Right there?
Correct.
Judge, I'm looking at the time. This might be a good time to break for lunch, given the fact that we're starting to go through the evidence from the day of the shooting.
If their lunch is ready.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Just because this is now that's a transition.
Oh, okay, all right. Your lunch is here, so, I wanna let you know that because you're on the stand right now, you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone until you're finished testifying, okay?
Lance?
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I apologize. I apologize.
I didn't
Yes,
mean
ma'am.
to wake you up.
No, I'm awake, Anthony. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right,
I was thinking.
we're in the middle, don't do that. We're in the middle of your testimony, so you can't discuss your testimony with the other side. Okay,
You can't
step
eat
down.
lunch.
You can eat lunch, you can eat lunch, you just can't talk about the case, all right? So you can step down, all right? So, can we come back at quarter to one? That's enough time, right? So your lunch is ready and in the air, okay?
All right for the jury?
No, it's all right, it's all right. I like the jury to know that I'm telling you that, so they understand that. Okay, they can take her down.
Recording stopped.